Welcome back into the Punters Lounge. We need to catch up with Brad Gray, very much in form with his selections, and quite a big day, to be fair to say, in Sydney. This battle between Sydney and Melbourne is quite remarkable stake-wise. The $7.5 million in a new race today, the Golden Eagle. A very good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Greg. Looking forward to it. We've been talking about this race for quite a while now. It's had a big build-up, as you say, 7.5 million clans on offer, so it's brought together the best 4-year-olds in the country. Not an easy race to dissect from a four-man-old perspective, but if you like a horse, you're going to get reasonable odds. Even though Arcadia Queen's a firm favourite, I think she'll probably drift out a little bit, come closer to jump.
We don't have any history for this race, of course, because it's the first time it's been run, but I did hear Wayne Hawke say the other day with Brutal, might have even been last night, that no horse has been beaten from a wide draw in this race, so he's not too concerned. $6 about Brutal, and the way he's going, he was very, very good last time in behind Deprive, I thought, and yeah, wideish draw is not going to make it easy, but they should go very hard here, and Arcadia Queen is our favourite at $3.30.
Yeah, Arcadia Queen is your favourite. She was supported well once she drew soft earlier in the week. But as I say, I think she'll drift back out. I am with Brutal. He has drawn wide, you're right, but he's got Sunlight drawn to his immediate inside. And I think the only hope for that particular mare is just to burn forward. So he should get a lovely little card across. We saw him draw wide in the Doncaster, get to outside the lead and stack them up. So hopefully he can get a little bit of breather at some point in the race. The advantage that Brutal has over a lot of his rivals here is that this is his sole grand final of the campaign. A few others have had the peak a couple of times. Obviously, you've got a few coming through the Everest. Your Classic Legends, your Arcadia Queens. Then you've got Colding, who also won the Epsom. He has to peak a second time. The replay we're checking out is Brutal in the George Ryder last campaign. Now, this was third up 1,500 metres at Rosehill, the exact scenario that he faces today. He, of course, ran second to Winks, which is the best form in the world. So, yeah, if he repeats anything like this, I think there's a little knock on him suggesting that he likes wet tracks, but I think that's a little bit harsh because the last time he's seen good tracks was second up both times back, and in those runs he's just looking for that little bit further, which he gets today, the 1,500 metres. And as I say, if he can get a little bit of breather at any time in this race, I think they'll be really hard to beat for a stable, as we know Team Hawks that are the best of the business in terms of getting a horse ready for a grand final.
Yeah, and he certainly made that point at Moonee Valley last night that this horse has been solely set for this race. This is, you're absolutely right, the grand final. Well, Red Zell has made the Everest his grand final a couple of times. We've got another rather large race in his name, and again, they race for $1 million here. It features a few of the Everest runners. Pirata at $2.80, Trekking $4.20, Deprive at $6.50 is certainly being kept very safe, and further down, Champagne Cuddles, who's more than capable at this type of level. Pirata, Trekking, they're up the top of the book for a reason. They're both very, very good.
Yeah, no doubt. We've got a good field for this. There's a few bonuses attached to those horses coming out of the Everest and the Sydney Stakes, so that's why the field is particularly strong. Pirata is another one that's drawn a little bit tricky there from 12, but I think Tommy Berry's got no choice but to press forward and try and slot in. I think that might be a spot for him just behind the leaders, because you've got Easy Eddie who will roll along, and then Home of the Brave punching up from the inside. Outside of that, maybe a little query if Laura Main doesn't want to take that box seat. Hopefully Pirata can slot in, because he's a horse that's come back in outstanding form. He's a 5-year-old now. He's fully mature, and he's never raced better. We saw him in the Concord. He ran a cracker, running some unbelievable splits late. Then he won the short, and didn't have much luck in the Everest last time out. He got strung up on the fence, speared through late. It was really strong on the line. So I think 1,300 metres is a nice little step up in trip for him. If he gets any luck from the draw, he's very hard to beat. No knock on Trekking. He's going to be flooding home from the back. A little bit one-dimensional, but that's certainly him. And if you want to throw one in a little bit of odds, probably Easy Eddie. I think he's going a little bit better than the form suggests. And if he can control this race from outside the lead, I think he's going to get a little bit of a sight. So maybe throw him in your multiples play, and with Pirata in the red zone.
Yep, I'll stick with Trekking, the Stradbroke winner. What about best bets for us today? We need to absolutely nail one, so what's the top pick?
Top pick for me is race 3, number 1, Asterius, for Chris Waller and James McDonald playing on their home deck. You go back to his second up run last time in, and he was explosive over this same track and trip. He did enough there first up, but if he trends the same way as he did last campaign, he's found a really nice race to flood home. Two others there at a bit of odds I think the punters can play. Race 5, Everly, an in-form mare for Joe Pride, and in the lucky last, Destiny Doan for Gerald Ryan, I think this horse is ready to fire first up, and you're playing at about 20 to 1, which I think is ridiculous odds. So certainly throw into everything that you do there in the last.